Jokakaka. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And this episode, we're doing something a little bit different.
Yeah, because hiatus month. This is a hiatus special, I guess.
Yeah, it is our hiatus special. So as you guys know, we just got chapter 82 of JoJolion.
83, I believe.
Damn it. Chapter 83 of JoJolion in January. And it was one of the best chapters we've gotten recently. It had so much. We were so hype. Everyone was loving it. We're screaming. We're chomping on the bit. And then at the end of the chapter, Araki's like, let my weary soul rest. I'm having a hiatus. And I was like, okay, I can't disagree with the man. He needs his rest.
February is a short month, and it's also a very...
Thank God February is a short month. But so, yeah, we didn't want to not do a video because our idea is like we want to do things even on months when there is a hiatus. So Sam had the really bright idea of covering Diesel.
Yes, if you're a JoJo fan, you know the infamous JoJo American Ripoff comic book that only was one issue. If you don't, you are in for a treat. You literally have to Google Diesel comic or JoJo Ripoff Diesel, and it will come up right away. The entire first issue is posted on Imgur.
So yeah, I want to say, if you want to really get like super enjoyment out of this episode, I'm saying this before even recording the episode, go read Diesel right now. It is that good. It's the kind of thing that's like so bad that it's good.
Yeah.
It's terrible in so many ways, but also having the context of being a big JoJo fan, which I know you are because you're listening to this.
If you're a JoJo fan, you've probably seen that guy yell "Enemy Stand"
Enemy Stand.
Yeah, you had that voice. You picture the voice out of his, like a picture you could hear.
Yeah, it is. It's 100% a picture you can hear.
You've probably seen it, and once you get to that, you're like, oh, that's where that's from.
I'm probably going to put more editing into this episode than normal, so I'm gonna probably show more from the actual comic.
Hey man, it's whatever you want to do.
So I'll probably, when I said Enemy Stand, I'm probably gonna have a big picture of Enemy Stand show up on the screen.
Yes, I have the name for his stand too. So
good, because I forget.
And a couple other characters. So
that's the one thing I do forget.
So this came out in April of 1997.
So yeah, what other
didn't give me a week. It just
it just appeared.
It just said April 97.
It just appeared one day.
So number one movie you want to get? Do you remember of 97?
97. So this isn't. It's not going to be Sixth Sense, is it? That'd be after. Oh, Armageddon.
No.
Die Hard.
No, Titanic.
Oh fuck, that makes so much more sense. Die Hard was way earlier.
Number one song is "Candle in the Wind," "Something About the Way You Look Tonight" by Elton John, of the year. Do you know what part of JoJo Araki was on?
Fuck. This is probably part 4, right?
Wait, no.
It's part 5?
Yes.
I always get mixed up.
Do you want to guess the arc?
Oh god, the fucking arc.
Do you want me to give you a hint?
Yes, give me a hint.
It's recent that we covered.
Oh, is it the Babyface?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Just started. The first 4 parts were all through April.
Wow, what a fucking coincidence. We just recorded the Babyface episode.
Because I was like, I'll give it a little trivia, see if Jim could guess. I'm like, wow, this is literally just covered this.
Damn, I should know that part 5 is then. I'm a bad JoJo fan.
So, yeah, that was something. I'll talk about later what other stuff came in 97 compared to this, because I want to talk about this. But, so,
That's a good idea,
this is published by Antarctic Press, and I looked into some of the stuff they put. A lot of, like, one issues, but it seemed like a lot of parody comics, steampunk and sexy girl heroes killing monsters kind of ones.
Well, that's all you want. I just want a sexy steampunk girl.
And apparently a Robotech comic.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So, oh my gosh, I think I bought a few of those one time.
Maybe.
So I wonder if they were original or if they were just reprints of the manga.
I feel like Robotech's a thing that would probably be passed around, especially in comic book form or Americanized comic book form.
Well, because Robotech. Okay, this is a little history lesson for all of our people who've never heard of Robotech or aren't aware. Robotech is actually the American show. Like, Robotech is an American cartoon, I guess, like in big parentheses, big scare quotes, that is made up of like 3 different Japanese anime. Mm-hmm. And basically what they did is initially Robotech was the show called Macross, and then in Robotech halfway through there's a huge, well, not even halfway through, a quarter way through, there's a huge time skip, and then they just added a new show and they just kept calling that Robotech, even though it has almost nothing to do with it. It's weird.
Sounds like it.
But Macross is a humongous fucking franchise into itself in Japan, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was a quote-unquote Robotech comic in the 90s.
It was just a weird thing I saw. Like after all this crap I saw, or parodies of crap, it was just Robotech. I'm like, okay, so
very interesting.
Let me get the backdrop, because the interview, there's one main interview for this, and I can use the backdrop for why this happened. So, funnily enough, it wasn't a user on the Stardust Crusaders subreddit. It was off the Best Friends subreddit, Two Best Friends Play. Which rip them, but that subreddit is great. It's it's probably my favorite group of Reddits, because it's the least toxic, and it's in a bunch of random shit. But yeah, user on there asked the office manager at the time and writer. His name is Joe Weltgens.
Joe Weltgens.
Yeah. So he received a fan sub copy of the OVA. You know the famous 90s OVA.
Yes. So yeah, famously, which one of the episodes Satoshi Kon directed.
Yeah,
amazing anime.
But his copy was fan sub, so who knows the quality he got.
That is so fascinating to me.
Yeah, and he loved the story, and he wanted to introduce Americans to JoJo, but he couldn't get the rights to localize the manga. They were just kind of funny.
That is really funny.
So instead, they made an Americanized JoJo story. So us,
because he couldn't do it the real way, he just fucking was ripped it off. He just, I'm gonna rip this shit off.
Basically. So then, so after that, he got one issue. It didn't, catch on, I guess. Surprise. And so Welton became the editor-in-chief of Arctic Press, and he also worked at the colors for Marvel. I couldn't find what he did, but apparently he worked a little bit in Marvel.
Wow, that's so interesting. He became the editor-in-chief. This fucking hack.
But his heart, he wanted to introduce people. His heart was in the right place, Jim.
Okay, so I subscribe very much to the path to hell is paved with good intentions sort of idea, where it's sure, yeah, he loved JoJo and he wanted to make JoJo, but he did it in the fucking worst way.
He wanted to bring it to America, but he shouldn't have just redone it, or at least make his own original with the idea of stands, maybe some it does a fan fiction or a doujin kind of thing, but don't he just shot for shot take stuff and was the worst of 90s comics, which we'll talk about 90s comics later on, because they're not great.
So yeah, I mean you have so many other things that take heavy inspiration from things so much shonen manga is very inspired by JoJo, but it's you don't just do stands. You can't just do stands and call them stands. Especially
with no introduction of to stands and what they do, where they come from, their the rule sets of stands. Just
and it's so
they go all in with you just walked into the middle, you just put a movie on it halfway through. You're okay, I guess.
Which is funny, because if I recall correctly, that's kind of I haven't seen the fucking JoJo OVA, but. Okay, I might be wrong. Maybe I shouldn't talk. But I think that originally the JoJo OVA might start when they're in Egypt.
I believe it jumps around, and I
think the first episode is them fighting in duel, and I think that's probably what he watched.
I could have swore it probably was that then. I could have swore he got the introduction of him in the jail cell, but
yeah, maybe they do a flashback, because I know that they did it. They went back and made more.
Okay, that might be it then, because I remember they jumped around a lot in the OVA. Maybe they went back and did that one so that they started with the Endo that kind of had a flashback for how this started, kind of thing, they do in media.
The only episode of the OVA that I've watched is the Satoshi Kon one, which is the Dio's World one. So it's the best part,
the most famous one.
Yeah, and it's really just to go on a side note about that. That episode is so worth watching, even if you don't want to watch the OVA series, which I can't comment on because I haven't seen.
Well, maybe for a hiatus month, we can do the OVAs.
That's a really good idea. So, I think that'd be fun, because I don't love Part 3, and I would like to see a different interpretation of it. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking I've only seen the anime for Part 3. Yeah, that's one of the parts I haven't actually read yet.
So should we start with the comic?
I think we should talk about Diesel.
With the cover of Diesel in glorious word art on the top.
Oh, the second I saw that, I was like, damn, they just went on fucking Microsoft fucking Paint or whatever.
With a blue Hulk punching through.
So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing.
Hulk Platinum?
He is just the Hulk. Star Platinum in this is just the fucking Hulk. Which, so bad. It sucks, because Star Platinum is one of the most creative and interesting stand designs, I think.
It's really cool.
And to just simplify him to be this stupid Hulk, a blue version of the Hulk, with pants.
They already have a blue version of the Hulk.
I know.
Yeah, A-Bomb.
It is you look at this picture. This is definitely going to be on screen right now for you, dear viewer. You look at this picture and you're just like, this is why I hate the 90s when it comes to comic books. Of course, there were great comics in the 90s. Don't get me wrong.
Maybe Jim could splice in like Lee Field.
Yeah, maybe I'll show you like a few like boom, boom, boom. Actually, I'm not going to edit that. Well,
let's do some Lee Field.
Yeah, I'll show you some Lee Field, like the kind of like super bombastic, hyper masculine, hyper muscular.
The women with no spines.
Yeah, women with no spines. It really is just. It feels like everyone in the 90s was chasing that sort of extreme, machismo sort of thing, and it just sucks, and I hate it.
So yeah, it starts out. We get this giant white house in front of a mansion fountain that's probably someone's house that they probably just like traced or like.
It very much looks like they just took a picture and traced over.
Yeah,
like especially look at the fountain and the water effects. It really just looks like they traced.
Then we go into like a dining room with a guy sitting on like a throne at the end of a table drinking wine. We get a vree noise with a choom sound, whatever that means.
What's the vree supposed to be?
Like. It's like a car, like a car backing up.
Yeah.
And Choom, like, the sound of a punch up. He punches through this next to a door. The guy like falls forward, but then he bars through the door with his other hand, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely what happens.
He punches the door, the side of the door with his left hand. If you look, it's his left arm. But then
he retracts it and then punches with his right hand.
The door,
which is so much bigger. If you look at his right hand, his left hand, it's so much larger.
There's a little tiny hole with like his like. And then, like, yeah, the door hits the other guy with like a mustache, and then the other guy gets punched, but then they're both just covered in blood. Like, they both got, like, launched backwards into a wall, and it's left a blood splatter.
Yeah, so that's the part that I thought was instantly hilarious, is that, so yeah, these two guys were punched through the wall, so they should have been, like, on their faces, but then the next shot we see Diesel. Wait, Diesel's the guy's name, right?
Yep, his name is
Jonathan.
Thomas Diesel.
Thomas Diesel.
And his punch ghost that's right behind him. He's doing a JoJo pose with like the hands in the pocket kind of thing. To stand, Meta Hammer.
Meta Hammer. What a great classic name that I didn't totally just forget.
And Coder's like Polo Dio drinking wine at the end of his table. Then it goes to 3 months earlier, which they do some.
Hold on, wait, sorry. I cannot get over the face. The first time we see not Jotaro, we see Diesel's face. It is like, I hate it. I hate it so much. I get like a visceral like reaction. Like, I want to punch this guy in the face. I hate him so much.
His face, you said that his face changes nonstop.
His face changes in every single panel. There's no consistency with character designs.
So it cuts to 3 months earlier in the nighttime, and they do this terrible thing where, so if you know comics, they always have white speech bubbles no matter what, unless it's like a character thing where it's colored, but they make it work so you can read it fine. Yeah. Because Deadpool has like yellow boxes, but you can still read it fine. But they just have a clear one in white text, so it's just really hard to read. And this pissed me off reading
sucks.
this.
It's just, it simply sucks.
So just like some random like black guy with a white beard talking or like, to this guy, I guess he's like the Polo Dio we saw earlier. They say some bullshit, doesn't really matter, and then the black guy just gets cut in half and like lands in the pool. It's like so funny. Like his like his face like in the pool is so funny, like to me.
Okay, so I agree. The art is terrible, but so from a like a reader continuity standpoint, so the first thing we see is a mansion. Then we see a mansion, and then we see whatever, the punches, blah, blah. Then we see three months earlier, we see a different mansion. But it's shot, it's drawn from the same exact angle, and it also has a big, like, pool. So when I first read this, I was like, wait, so this is the same location, right? Why did we even jump back in time? What's the point? And then, like, oh no, it's a different place.
With a Shrek, he cuts the guy in half. He's like, oh, I love the pool. He's like, I know why you're here. And then Shreks him in half into the pool.
Shrek. I was like, why do you talk about Shrek? Shrek is the sound effect that we're given.
Yeah, you're gonna post these pictures of like the Shrek. So then we go to like I didn't even say how far.
Then we're given another fucking scene transition.
Yeah, it doesn't say how long ago, but we're in Great Britain now.
Which is to me really funny as a JoJo fan, because I'm like, yeah, of course JoJo does have so much to do with Great Britain. Like, it makes sense that we're just gonna ape that too.
But now he has like blue thought bubbles, and Thomas Diesel is like coming home, like if he's coming over, hasn't been there for so long. And then we got not Red Hot Chili Peppers. If anything, these are the American names you fill in the Eyes of Heaven game.
Yeah, this is
Chili Pepper.
Chili Pepper.
So yeah, we'll call him Chili Pepper with a white guy in baseball jersey, like, And okay, his stand, it just looks like. Okay, this is a weird thing because there used to be this arm wrestling game in my old arcade, and there was a guy who had this visor, like this one
like Cyclops.
Yeah, it's like Cyclops visor with like this weird like cyborg look to him, and he looks like him. He kind of.
That's really funny. Maybe it was inspired.
No, it wasn't. But then he does a Shrock as well with electricity powers, but he just looks like a really stupid like child. Like, okay, someone makes a book. People know about the how-to manga, like some how-to comic book art book, and this is like these generic superheroes you would see.
Yes. Oh, that's such a good analogy, Sam. They do look like the generic superheroes. Like they've got the like, especially when I don't know her name. What's the girl's stand's name?
We'll get there. I forget. I have it written down. But
she shows up like literally in the next page. Her stand looks unfinished. It looks like a fucking blank slate that they didn't draw a design on.
So yeah. So he basically says like the guy immediately says, "I sense you're a stand user, friend. So don't move a muscle to identify yourself." Like, I guess he's just dropping the, oh, you're a stand user. You just post, like, where JoJo, like, being a stand user is a private thing, like, and you don't, like, reveal it too much.
That's something they kind of retcon, though. Like,
I know, like, other than, like, oh, you're a stand user, we're stand users, too. Yeah. But you don't really, like...
Early on in JoJo, everyone's fucking showing their stand.
When you show them at the threat, like, you don't say, like, you don't bring out your stand right away. So, yeah, with a reachum, he sets out Meta Hammer to punch the crackle of his lightning, and he burns his arm, which I guess is showing, like, your stand gets hurt, you get hurt.
Yeah. But why does he punch the lightning?
I don't know.
he like intentionally aims for it. Also, I have to say, so the next panel that we see, Platinum Hammer, what's his name?
Meta Hammer.
Meta Hammer is hilarious. He's so wide. His huge shoulders are like 90% of his mass. It's amazing.
We're like, stand supposed to be a representation of the user, and he's not like a human like 90s character where like the stand is the 90s character.
That's a really funny point too. Yeah, these guys don't look like, they look like 90s characters in the close-ups, but like they just look kind of like a little schlubby at a distance, except the one guy's trying to be like Pretty Boy, who I hate.
Yeah, electric.
What's his name? We really should have written all their names down.
No, I'm telling you, I looked. Half of them don't have names, or their stands don't have names. It is not stated in the first issue. Only one is really known, and he's the only reference to other stuff. So yeah, we get a black girl in very tight t-shirt with the poof hair, with her ninja stand.
I hate everything about her design. It really, I know it's like a whole meme. It's like comic books in the 90s were really sexist with the way that they drew women, but it's like they condensed every terrible girl drawing into this one character.
But she also has electric powers. With a Zame, she has electric powers.
But she also made an explosion between them, so there's no consistency.
She makes a Zame.
A Zame. So, okay,
Also, the issue where she's like, yelling at baseball jersey guy, Joseph. His name is Joseph. But they go into Archie. It looks like Archie comic, like...
He kind of does look, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like Archie, and she has like an Archie face. It's just, his face is
I know,
so funny.
I just want to keep bringing it up. Every time we see Diesel's face, it looks different. He looks like a fucking manga character in the next one with the dog licking him. Then after that, he's become like Goku smiling.
Her name is May.
Okay, her name is May.
And Chewbacca's his dog.
I fucking spit out my water when I read his name is his dog's name is Chewbacca.
Not Danny at all.
Which, okay, so I have to say, the one thing that this author did really well at stealing from Araki is not being able to draw dogs. Because the fucking dog looks terrible in every single frame.
He has like weird cat whiskers on. Like there's like 3 lines. Like like they're drawn on like for cats usually. But like the faces are so bizarre. Like he just had this weird smile. Like it changes tone. Like
yes, I was gonna say it feels like a fever dream. And I know that that's an expression used a lot. But within a matter of literally 30 seconds, we have him walking up to a house, a stand battle, a new character introduced who's hugging him now, and the stand's over. Like, we have a dog. Like, now it's fine. Like, oh, yeah, welcome home. Here's my whole family. And we get introduced to, 4 new characters.
This is his first time coming home in, a few years. So I'm guessing this is, just a weird family of multicultural people.
Where was he?
I'm supposed to... I don't know. He's supposed to be explained. So, yeah.
Also, okay, can I please say what the Asian guy's name is?
We'll get... hold on. So he introduces the most generic-looking 90s, late 90s black guy who's just there. It just calls her Puffy, which is hilarious. And,
I can't believe that he calls her Puffy, because she has fucking Afro Puffs, good one.
So we have a Spanish guy, I'm guessing named Alex Oliver, who says, yo, Okay,
we have the Asian man who is named Jet Li.
How's it going?
Why does he stutter? Why does the Asian guy stutter? I was baffled by this choice.
I don't know. This is a black guy. So he's a black guy. His name is
Azizi. His name is Azizi.
He's totally not supposed to be an equivalent to.
He has fucking Abdul's hair.
Look at Americanized Abdul hair.
Yeah, he's I guess I don't know what you'd call that hairstyle, but he's got like the Abdul spiky. Like he is just supposed to be Abdul. Also, his shirt looks a lot like a stolen comic book company logo. I think that's a comic company logo.
Probably. I don't know. Maybe.
Also, later on, he has a different shirt that just has that logo, but it's a polo logo. It's like in the corner. I laughed so hard.
But yeah, they go like, oh, why'd you bring me here? Dad is dead.
Dad is dead. And like, look at the panel before that. Like, Diesel is like smiling still. Like, also, I can't get over every frame. I'm sorry that we're just literally going over every frame of this comic, but
we're a huge comic book fans, so we get really like
every frame has got something incredible in it. Like the one above where he's smiling. For some reason, Puffy's butt is just there. Or sorry, Puffy. Her name is not Puffy. Her name is May. Her butt is like she's wearing jeans, but the crack of her butt is like sucking the jeans in.
So it goes to at night now. She's wearing like a weird like trench coat, like she's like in the sky or something.
She's wearing a trench coat. You can only tell it's her because she's got the afro puffs silhouetting her in her silhouette. So
hold on. So she like mind if I say the chorus that like I want to talk to you about Rio. Like it is underneath the star asterisk. It says Dragon King. Like, who the fuck is Dragon King? This is a comic reference.
So, if you read any older comic books, what they would do when they would... Because the idea with comic books is they want to have it accessible so that anyone can pick up an issue and start reading it. So what they would do is like...
They made a reference.
Yeah, they made a reference. So they'd be like, oh, when we fought Xehanort, and then it would have a little asterisk, and I'd be like, read Final Fantasy... I meant to say 2004.
Read Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, manga issue number 1.
Yeah, it would say that and then the bottom. But this is the first issue of this, so I don't know what it's referencing. Yeah, so it's like, I want to talk about Rio, and then it says Dragon King.
So yeah, her dad went to see someone, or her dad went to see... I'm not sure if they all share a dad, or just her dad's dead.
I love the idea that, like, there's one man who just adopted, like, one child from every continent and raised them to be stand users.
Oh, we got 2 white guys there, damn it.
Damn it.
So yeah, it goes at night, they're talking, but then it just cuts to them like, in the woods, and like the light's starting to it gets brighter instead of just being the night, which is kind of weird.
So she says, I want to talk to you about Rio.
Okay,
but then, do they even talk about him?
No, because then, like...
Oh wait, no. Okay,
he's like, tell me who killed your dad, because like he killed my father and yours. So I'm guessing this guy killed all their fathers, and they just live in the same house.
So they're all like fucking orphans. Oh, maybe they are supposed to be orphans.
Maybe, but they all knew their dads, though.
They're all like adults. Well, okay, JoJo characters look like adults. Whatever. This is dumb.
Yeah. So this guy killed. I guess it's not Dio. Killed all their fathers. I guess.
No, I think we're supposed to assume that Dio is the guy we see in the first page.
I'm guessing this man killed their fathers. Because, everybody wants revenge.
This man.
So, yeah, let me cut to, in the day, in the woods, this blind guy with, like, saber-tooth claws, like X-Men character saber-tooth, like, he has literally sharp claws, and then crushes his hand, and just makes a blood splatter and a whoosh noise. So, yeah, they're in it cuts to them in the kitchen.
This scene is, like... I wish we had 20 issues of them just hanging out, because I love the stupid collection of characters so much. Seeing them in the kitchen hanging out makes me want to see like what they do.
But then because like the one dude just like walking in the woods, steps in blood.
I don't know who he is. I literally don't know who this character is.
Like he's not the baseball jersey guy. Is supposed to?
I think he is. Okay. I think he is.
But my favorite, he's like he steps in a pile of blood. It makes a shlup noise.
Shlup. Hey, that's pretty weird.
Is it?
Which somehow fucking Diesel hears with his fucking Star Platinum ears.
Do you notice underneath the shoe listen, it goes row, row, row?
Wait, where?
Under listen, it says row, 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 and he's like saying...
And then they all scream Joey, who's a character. Joseph. We did know his name is Joseph.
Jet Li stutters a bit more, saying they sound like the dog is barking up the store. They hear a dog barking, so it gets a row, 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 supposed to be the dog barking, like row, 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 row.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Like,
it's so really weird. Like, you see that first. And they all say Joey. And then...
So, yeah, we find Joey. He's not dead, even though he's covered in blood.
He's still alive.
Which is, like, the classic, like... I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I looked ahead and I started laughing. We see the classic, like, oh, you're covered in blood. It's not my blood.
Like, oh, wait, the blood's attacking. But then his, like, speech bubble changes color.
It changes color. It just really looks like bad, like, word art. And then he gets decapitated with the blood.
It just explodes. It just, like, his enemy stand, the image of enemy stand.
Yeah, and then we see Diesel with his fucking neck just bulging out. He's like, enemy stand!
And then it shoots off like a missile, like, in the air. Like, you think it just explodes, but no, he just gets shot off like a rocket.
I just can't get over the fact that, like,
it's like
this Endul clone just let him, like...
He knocks him out, wait for him to get revived, and then goes, oh no, it's a stand, and then just blows him up when you think the stand wants to be hidden, so you think just kill him.
And if he killed him so easily, why did he just kill them all?
It's so stupid. So yeah,
so we see more bad art.
Then he'd be like, oh, like, Tom, have you been able to detect the user? He must be controlling from a distance because they can't, because I guess everyone has a sixth sense. I know the whole thing in JoJo, like, stand users are supposed to attract other stand users, but not like, I can sense them. Like the whole thing, like, there's a whole part where, like, especially in part 5 we just had where, when Mista has to go up ahead and scout to make sure there's no enemies, because like the whole like
in the train. Oh no, yeah.
No, like the coast when they get.
Oh yeah, with the craft work, they don't with what's his name? Sol.
Yeah, the whole thing like they know that the stand user there. They just don't know because there's so many people there.
Yeah, and that's part of the thing. It's like you don't know who anyone can be a stand user. That's like the thesis of JoJo.
But they have like a whole like sixth sense apparently. But yeah, then May gets like shot in the stomach by
and just
blood.
Look at her legs.
She's fine.
Look at how stupid and nonsensical the pose that she's in with her legs. It makes me so angry looking at these pictures.
She's like, I stepped on a twig and it could track by sound. He's like, you'll be fine. You're just hitting the stomach. So yeah, then they want to move away from the stand, and the stand is like at least Endel, like you had like, it's like this water glob. This one just like it's just blood like just shooting out everywhere.
It's a blood laser. It becomes a blood laser.
Yeah,
which is stupid.
Just breaking trees and shit. Alex gets like knocked. Alex gets his legs shot off.
I lost my shit when I saw Alex lose both of his legs in the first issue. I'm just like, they're killing everyone.
Also, like Jet Li's pose is hilarious. Like his hands are disgusting.
His name is Jet Li.
I know.
Why?
Like they went with everyone like that, like these names, but they don't. So like,
all right, I have to admit something. What? I kind of like Jet Li's stance design.
It's actually kind of unique compared to like everyone else. It's like this weird like future.
It looks the most. If you showed me that next to JoJo stands, I would say that looks closest.
Yeah,
because it's got an interesting like makeup. What's the word? Like build. Like the actual like components to it look.
It looks like a stand, like a circuit board kind of thing on the arms, and like. And the next panel shows it can shoot its fingertips, so it
shoots its fingertips to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I guess that's its power?
I guess. It just, imagine if Bruno's only power was to shoot off his arm, and that was it.
Just grab onto things.
Yeah. So, I guess he's still alive, he doesn't have no legs.
And then we see, so what I just said, okay, Jet Li's stand, which I don't think it gets a name, is a decent design. Well, it's not terrible design. The next one is fucking atrocious. Azizi pulls out a stand and it's like
also his
shitty Gundam.
His speed bubble turns to black and silver for some reason, gray and silver. It's really weird. Yeah, he gets a freaking transformer, like a knockoff transformer.
Yeah, a knockoff transformer is better than Gundam.
Yeah, he looks like he'll turn into a jet and fly away.
Also, it looks too big. Is it just me or does it look a little too big?
Most of the stands in here are too big, Jim. Yeah. We know that's just the whole thing.
And so his power, he's just Abdul. Its power is fire.
Where
it shoots fire.
Or like a red chicken, or has something if you had a gas tank for an arm, look like a flamethrower or something. Maybe
I guess it makes about as much sense. A robot shooting fire makes about as much sense as a fucking chicken shooting fire.
But yeah, the stand gets burned. What a cheap trick! This must be Aziz's Black Templar stand.
Black Templar. What a great name.
So, yeah, he gets his arm burned just from the stand getting burned, which I guess that was the arm of the stand.
Sure, just fucking whatever.
So, yeah.
Then we just dramatic cut, okay, the conflict is over, I guess.
So, yeah.
We have to take Joey to the hospital because his legs got cut off.
No, Alex. Joey's dead. Joey gets his head shot off. But yeah, so Diesel's going after the stand. so funny. Like,
Diesel and the dog.
This guy's like legless in the car. It's kind of hilarious.
It is
like,
absolutely hilarious.
It's kind of like, oh, because Cat Queen got his eyes taken off during that stand, so we could have the same thing of his legs getting taken off.
To make steaks. We gotta make steaks.
Can't wait for the Diesel Foundation to like get his new legs.
The Diesel Foundation.
So yeah, they drive away. It's just like the Chewie at Diesel, like he takes a dog with him for some reason.
Yeah, the dog tracks a stand.
But at least in American comics, the dog would probably never die.
Probably not.
So yeah, so he takes Meta Hammer, and it's so like he just gets taken, like picked up by it. It's so funny.
The image of him being like held like a fucking child by a platinum hammer, which I'm gonna call it now because I can't remember its actual name.
He does another Reachum.
I'm definitely showing this one where he's being like cradled by his stand. It's hilarious.
With Meta Hammer's butt.
Meta Hammer's butt is huge.
Right there. He like, and it looks like Beast kind of. He has like yellow eyes. Like I feel like this is like 90s Beast would probably look.
He's got the same tone too.
So they locate him immediately. Like, oh, I don't want to be heard. So, but the dog is still running. So you probably heard the dog. But like, oh yeah, he's probably coming by air, which is hard to read because it's another thing where they don't bother to put the yellow.
Yeah, it feels like an afterthought.
Bubble.
It feels like like they just kind of slapped. So yeah, he does the emerald splash.
Blood splash with a bee whooshes him, and
once again, just look at how tiny he is. He's being held. His torso is being like crushed by his own stand. It's
he gets
hilarious.
shot in the neck like twice. Like, and my favorite thing is nice shot, blood stand. It's just like, okay, get the name.
What a strange thing to say.
But he's like completely fine. You got him is staying a shot by blood, like. But then he just shacks trees and like punch. He breaks a tree. Though he has to throw him, but he just like breaks them. Like
the really image funny. Of him punching the tree is wonderful. Like I cannot get enough of fucking Meta Hammer.
Yeah,
I cannot get enough of Meta Hammer's punch. It's so good.
But it's like, oh, I'm having trouble making it out because he's breaking all the trees. It's a JoJo thing to make unmuch noise.
The dog does die.
The dog gets shot in the neck.
I forgot the dog dies.
Well, I mean, he may be alive. You just don't know because the issue doesn't. We didn't get a second issue.
Yeah, it's a fucking fan theory. So go to the wiki, the Diesel wiki. Status: the dog unknown.
So he gets punched. He gets Reachum. I guess that's his aura is Reachum.
Reachum.
Because it's so funny in Seven Stand User that game, you could put in a catchphrase for your character to say. So he could be like aura or like yari yari. But I guess his would be Reachum will be my catchphrase. So yeah. So he's like, he catches up to him, like, who are you? And then he gets stabbed by a fucking ninja.
So is this, are we supposed to think that this is a stand? Because is this supposed to be?
It could be a stand, it could be a person.
And this isn't Dio. I don't think this is
his name Dio. This is a different guy. His name is Chibot. No, because I think the ninja guy is the ninja guy is his stand because he fades away when he says Chibot.
I thought it was a girl.
Unless
is it a girl?
Unless it's just poor fucking drawing, yeah. But I don't think so. Like that's just a stand. Is this ninja girl samurai?
Why?
He's like,
why does he kill him?
He goes, Chibot, I can't explain. It's like you passed the first test, and then he just fucks off with like the stadies are dead in his arm, and that's it.
And the dog is totally fucking
Diesel
dead.
Part 1, Master of Dragons.
And this end page, Master of Dragons.
This was the arc of the Master of Dragons.
Damn, when's Part 2 coming out, man?
The next cover, but never happened of him just like becoming like a feral monster. But yeah, this looks like it looks like I'm trying to remember what this end page looks like.
It looks very familiar to me too.
It looks like a movie poster. I'm trying to think of. I don't know what, but it just looks so. It hurts your eye because they put so much text in it.
Yeah, it sucks. It's just bad. Surprise, guys! Diesel's bad.
But yeah, thank you. Logo and dragon symbol designed by Pat Kelly, and cover colors done by Pat Duke. Thanks, guys. You really nailed it. So yeah, that was the first issue of Diesel.
The first and only issue of Diesel.
Yes.
And I'm sorry. I know we went through literally panel by panel, but it's so dense with just amazing, incredibly baffling things. I couldn't even think of another way to do this.
Yes. So, you want to compare, because you're going to see the art, and you want to know what came out could possibly match these visual. So, Marvel wasn't really doing well, because it's kind of like after they're trying to get past all that 90s big boy look they're going for, so a lot of stuff was rebooting, like there's high-selling comics like Fantastic Four, Cap, Avengers, X-Men, kind of like the Marvel Now thing where they're like, oh, they're back now, kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So there's not much notable in Marvel comics in '97. DC had their debut. If you hear about Blue Superman, who was like electric powers.
Yeah.
So that was going on. That was a big thing in '97. Image was basically all Spawn. So you had Spawn being done by Todd McFarlane, and like you look at the quality of that, and look at the quality of like one man doing that and one man doing Diesel. And then for manga, One Piece started.
Wow, that's fascinating.
So in '97,
which we can all agree, just a really shitty manga.
And it will never catch on.
Never catch on. Yeah, no one likes One Piece.
That was the one notable manga that was like prominent in '97. In anime, we had Princess Mononoke,
Evangelion, right?
End of Eva.
Okay, yeah.
Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, Utena.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was literally about to say. I know Utena's '97.
And a fan favorite of yours, Hyper Police.
Oh my god, Hyper Police!
So this is the quality it came out, and we got Diesel. And at least like the art of the Marvel stuff it came out wasn't good, but it was like better looking than this. Like it had a weird style of the late '90s from Marvel, and it wasn't very appetizing.
I personally, I think it can be kind of common to look at older styles of things, especially older styles after or before you got into something, and kind of be like, oh, that's not really to my taste. But I don't think, and I don't want to say, I'm going to paint with large swaths here. Like, not all 90s comics are bad. Yeah. It's just, there was a predominant style by a lot of artists that was, like, just, to me, repulsive. Like, I hate looking at, like, Lee Field's big, beefy boys. Yeah, I hate them.
Basically, all the Marvel characters, like, I read a couple 90s stuff, and, like, it looked rough. And, like, X-Men, like, that wasn't the Lee Field X-Men, like, they looked probably the best out of anyone. Because, you know, that main run was, like,
I think 90s. Claremont was still doing... Yeah. What is it?
Uncanny?
Excalibur. Uncanny. Well, X-Force was Lee Field.
Yeah, I said mine is Lee Field. I was like,
he was doing Excalibur at the time. I think he was still doing like X-Men and New Mutants in the 90s
like,
too.
If you get that stuff, like that stuff still looks great. Like that's like stuff you could read. But yeah, you look at that. Even like I think the 90s had Death of Superman, and like that was at least look. You know, you could. It's like not the best arc, but like, you could. It's still read. Like you still read it and not be like grossed out by it.
I mean, like, the one definitive thing to say that, like, Sandman is, like, awesome. And Sandman has, like, rotating artists, I think. Yeah. At least the art it changes. And Sandman is awesome. Yeah. Almost all of Sandman, at least from the 90s stuff. I don't think I've read anything past the 90s stuff. Mm-hmm. But, like, yeah, there are great comics in the 90s.
And even if you're not, like, the big, like, you know, Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, like, you're just, like, this third party kind of, like, still just, like, look it over. Like, if you didn't rush it out this much, like...
It feels like it's so desperately is just some no-name comic company trying to capitalize on what's popular, but you've got this kernel of, like, sincerity where this one guy really liked a thing he saw and wanted to bring it to America the only way he could. Even though it was a shitty thing to do, and it ended up being terrible, and he kind of bastardized
it wasn't done well.
About it. Like, there is, like, an interesting story here. I know this would never happen, but it'd be hilarious to see like a YouTube video length documentary about this. I would love to see the guys interviewed. Like,
yeah, because I was the only person I really found the guy like, at like one of those comic convention, like at a comic convention or like some kind of thing where he met the guy and like asked him about it. And that was the only real person that I think ever went out and like interviewed him.
Because, like, it would be so cool to have actual facts. Like, if someone to do real research and go into, like, I'm sure there's a lot of history behind this company that we've never heard of before.
I told you, if you look it up, like, their stuff, it's just, like, a lot of, like, endless trash. Uh-huh. So...
It's I think it is interesting, and it's just funny that it came into our world, our JoJo world, because this guy just made a knockoff.
It's a blemish of the... It's, like, a fan favorite in JoJo community because it's so infamous. Like, yeah. It has its own page on the JoJo wiki, and, like, the fact that, like, so much fan base can just like get attached to it.
And like, this is so we just pretty much read through it again, and this is like the third time I've read it, and it's still hilarious. Like, it is legitimately funny to read through.
Like, we're comic fans, like, and like even like as like I still got a hilarious. As much as like we hate shitty comics, like it's still hilarious. Like how like amazing this thing is. It's like. It's amazing that it exists. It's amazing how like bad it is, how like weird it is. It's like,
and it's really fun too because the JoJo fan, like I hate talking about fandoms because I don't like to associate with them. But the JoJo fandom in the West is like very much a delayed thing because like JoJo had been around for literally decades, and it hadn't even through like the early adaptations hadn't caught on until this, like, probably this most recent anime, like in 2012,
I believe, roughly, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much when it's caught on, really, and like looking back, and it's like a fossil. Finding Diesel is like a fossil of like this attempt at sparking a fandom, a semi-JoJo fandom, and it like totally failing.
Kind of like the OVA, where like it was another thing that's trying to spark the fandom, and like that didn't go all the way. And
then even in more interesting ones, that scrapped Part 1 movie that never saw the light of day because Araki hated it so much.
But yeah, it's just one of those fascinating things in JoJo history.
Yeah, it's so funny. JoJo has such a weird, because it's been around so long, it's gotten its way into so many things, reference-wise or like weird knockoff-wise, like this.
And if you want to know what 90s comics, this kind of perfectly encapsulate what the stereotype of 90s comics is.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Yes, it's like super big and badass and bombastic, and
everything.
The shading is like really harsh in some areas, like it's really crazy.
Everything has to be big and buff, and like the women have like the weird proportions.
It's got to be brutal, but like the actual gore is like goofy.
Yeah.
So it's not like so brutal that like a teenager or like a preteen wouldn't be able to buy the book.
Like I said, it's like an age of Spawn with like the big things. So you had to have some kind of edge to your character. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was.
We can only dream of what could have been. Imagine if Diesel like
blew up.
Yeah, if Diesel.
The Diesel cinematic universe.
Could you fucking imagine if we lived in a world where like JoJo comes around and people are like, oh, what is this Diesel knockoff?
We're on part 10 of Diesel already? Wow. Can you imagine?
They already brought back Joseph. Joseph, I forget his name.
I can't believe Alex came back with like his 2 hook legs.
and he just walks around with fucking his Stan's feet.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's something I really want to talk about from Hunter x Hunter, but I can't because it's like a super, super late spoiler, but I think about it all the time. Alright, never mind.
Doesn't Stan do that where like a limb gets cut off and they just like have their stand as like... No, I'm thinking of something else.
Kind of. That's what I'm talking about, but not really.
I was thinking of Hellsing. Sorry.
Oh, that's cool too. No, there's something kind of similar that happens in Hunter x Hunter, but I don't want to spoil it because Hunter x Hunter is legitimately one of my favorite things, and you should go read it.
Alright, that's very good. So, anything else you want to say? Any final thoughts about Diesel or comics?
I feel like we could just keep like shitting on it, but that's I feel like we've kind of taken our piece.
Yeah, we beat that horse dead.
Yeah, I think it's really funny, and if you haven't read it, we pretty much went through it as I said, and I'm showing a lot of panels on screen too, I'm sure. So, I recommend just reading it. It's, as we said, it is super easy to find online. I'm pretty sure that no one would ever copyright claim this. I'm sure no one cares. I'm sure the grounds for it are even like maybe questionably shaky legally.
Jet Li might be angry, but who knows?
Okay, that's one thing. Jet Li was definitely like a known actor in 97, right?
90s was when I think he first came big into Hollywood.
We do have to say that Jet Li is spelled incorrectly.
Yeah, it's L-E-I?
And in the real world, his name is Jet Li.
Oh, L-I, okay.
I love Jet Li. I haven't seen a Jet Li movie in a long time. I don't know if he still makes them.
Last time I saw him was Expendables.
Oh yeah, he is in those, or he was in those.
But
I used to love Jet Li. Like the one is great.
I'm pretty sure I remember like, late 90s, early 2000s, and he was like huge.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
But
I'm sure he did a lot of movies in. I think he's. I don't know if it said he's from Singapore. I'm just really quickly glancing at this Wikipedia page.
Well, he's probably in a ton of kung fu movies, so yeah.
So he was in Lethal Weapon 4 in 98.
Yeah, he was a villain, I believe.
Black Mask. No, I think these are mostly Chinese movies.
There were some of those like notable ones, like once you get to the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh yeah, okay. Wow, that's just fucking jumped. Yeah, whatever. So he was in a lot in like the mid 2000s. That's when he really blew up. Hero was 2002. The One was 2001. So maybe Jet Li wasn't a super well known in America at the time, because it would have been Once Upon a Time in China and America. Maybe he did some Black Mask, High Risk.
I'm thinking maybe he did like a parody comic book of like a Chinese like action kung fu flick, and like watch a Jet Li movie from like the 90s. I think, oh, this is cool. I'll use his name. No one's gonna notice.
Also, I just saw he's going to be in Mulan.
Oh yeah, they got like every Asian actor.
It's funny because I haven't seen Jet Li movie forever.
Any notable Chinese actor is probably going to be in that.
Probably.
So yeah, any other thoughts? You're good?
No, that's it. I just want to thank you for listening.
Yes.
I know we're all hurting. We really want to see what's going on in JoJolion.
Yeah.
But this is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah, same. I love researching comics.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, it's really funny. Oh, the other, I don't think we mentioned in this, but we did an episode, we had a podcast we did before called The Nyan Cast, which you can still find on this channel, I think. And we did an episode on Tigra.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier when we started the episode.
Did we talk about it in this episode or the last one?
We talked about a little bit on this one.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe last one.
No, that's what I want to mention now.
Can't remember.
So yeah, if you liked hearing this, with our friend, we talked about Tigra. Oh my god.
Yeah, I did. Had 4 whole pages, front and back of history of Tigra.
Yeah, so we talked a lot about Tigra, and if you're not aware, Tigra is a weird, like, cheetah tiger themed hero from like the 80s. Well, actually no, 70s, right?
She originally started in the 80s, but she didn't get tiger powers until the 70s. Like late 60s, like into the early 70s.
Well, wait, you said she started in the 80s?
She was originally Hellcat, and then she ran.
Okay.
Tigra.
So yeah, whatever. Sorry. Yeah, but so whatever. She's this weird like cat girl character, and it's just funny because she's like a weird sexy cat girl.
She's very sexual too.
Sexual rather, is not sexy. She's not sexy. People. She's kind of gross. I think she's kind of gross.
Some people.
But it's really funny. Well, I don't know if the podcast is funny, but she's a funny character, and we had a lot of fun recording that. So yeah, check that out if you enjoyed this.
Yes, that was very fun. This is like also one of our more popular episodes for some reason.
For some reason, yeah. All right, so we should sign off now. It's going on too long.
Yes, thank you very much for listening. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, please.
Share your diesel stand.
yeah. If you made it this far, tell us what your diesel stand would be. So I guess is there a formula?
There's no formula. Just make up a really dumb '90s edgy name.
Yeah, like Meta Knight,
Black Templar,
Blood
Stand.
Yeah, nice one, Bloodstand. I feel like I'm gonna start quoting that now.
You're gonna cosplay as Thomas Diesel. So, yeah, thank you for listening. And just remember to resume all the way.
Resume.
But yeah, we'll see you next time whenever.
Yeah, we'll see you next episode.
Probably be whatever White Album ends. So.
Oh yeah, I was thinking the next Jokakaka, which will be in March.
Yes, whenever Araki writes that out.
All right. Love you. Goodbye.
Resume.
Resume.